the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a review on a new product from Vango. This here is the Vango Galli TC. So the Galli TC is basically the Rhone TC, just they've kind of renamed it to sort of suit the Galli kind of concept. So same principle, it's a polycotton version of a Galli low. Difference being it's breathable material, so TC stands for sort of technical cotton as we call it. And it means it's a breathable fabric, so on a day like today when it's lovely and warm, the internal temperature of it will be a lot cooler, basically because the weave can actually expand and contract. So on a hot day, expand, allow air to pass through it, so it's a lot cooler inside, or on a cold day, contract and keep the warmth in. What you also find is more of a natural fabric. It sits a bit nicer in my opinion, not as noisy, more sort of a throwback to the traditional cotton canvas. What you also find actually as well is in terms of its lifespan, it has a longer lifespan, so it will last probably 2 or 3 times longer than your typical kind of polyester tent. Really, I would say this is perfect if you're looking at going, say, to Europe. Really, polycotton I'd say is a must, especially if you're sort of looking sort of southern France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, anywhere like that where the temperature is a lot warmer. Because of the breathability side of things, that's really why you go for it, but also the durability. You can get away with polyester just about in the UK, but you will notice an internal temperature difference between a polyester and a polycotton in the same environment, and we have here today. So polycotton is definitely more comfortable because of that breathability function. It's a bit nicer. Personally, I'm a massive fan of it, and I think, you know, if you can warrant the additional cost, then it's definitely worth going for it. The only thing to bear in mind that A, okay, it's more expensive. B, what you find is the pack size is a little bit bigger, not a huge amount, and it's a little bit heavier. Providing you don't mind those 3 things, I think it's definitely worth investing in. It's one of those things that say buy it once and buy it right. What you're looking at is kind of the Galli shape and everything you find, so the footprint of the carpet is all compatible. But what you also benefit from is kind of that sort of front canopy, which really works well. So you've got a bit of shelter here from the wind and the rain, someone to sit out on a night, evening and just kind of, you know, chill out. It just gives you a bit of almost like a wet dry area before you head into the main body of the awning itself. I've got it situated here with kind of the Sentinel windbreak from Vango, the fixed one, and again it just creates a little bit of enclosure out the front of the awning itself. Awning's very easy to pitch. You can see a pitching video of myself doing this in about sort of 11-12 minutes, pegged out, guide out the works on the van, ready to go. So it makes it very versatile. You can take it away for a week, a weekend, doesn't really make a difference. So, and it allows you to have either great internal space or extra sleeping capacity, which is a big thing when you've got a small little V-dub. What we're looking in here is, so it's quick and easy, so you've got each beams done individually, and for example, you just inflate on its own. A manual stirrup pump can supply with it, as well as some really nice strong rock pegs. Webbing storm straps you've got on the front and the back to give it great torsion as well, so you can get it looking really sharp and be sort of the envy on the campsite. You've also got this kind of floating guy rope kind of system here, so you can see it where it needs to be, but I think it just adds a little bit more, should we say, premium look to it. You've got great crystal clear PVC windows to get plenty of light in, but also get great visibility out, and there's slip-up curtains on the inside which we'll touch on in a second. Low-level ventilation beneath the windows helps give a good circulation of air, make it obviously cooler inside, but also help fight condensation, and you do get an awful lot of condensation in here because that breathability function of the material. But I'll tell you what, we'll pick the camera up, go inside and talk for a few more features about what you can expect with the Galli TC. So inside you can see obviously it's a bit more of a plenty of space, but you've got those crystal clear windows. So you've got a sewn-in ground sheet located in the actual awning itself, but those windows really help to give plenty of light in the awning itself. So when you sort of come in this back corner and look out, really, you've got great visibility and a lovely bit of extra space. Now, the van's going to kind of go on this side here, and that's kind of why that side door is located there. We've got the tunnel section rolled back, so it just gives you an idea of when you drive away, what you're looking at and how it's going to be. The window panels will say each window's got beneath below, and then you've got a little vent located beneath that to get that air circulating, which you can probably just about see now. You've got TBS straps which are located here to give internal bracing if you need be, but if I'm being honest, about 99% of people never use them, let alone know they're there. You've got Vango Skytrack systems, you can have hanging points or storage points coming onto there, and a bedroom compartment will literally take up sort of about half the back space there, and you can buy a 2-berth bedroom, turn it inside out, and then you've obviously got 2 twos and sleep 4 people quite happily. You've got a little lip on the entranceway, but on the side entrance where you've got sort of your van will be, that little lip drops down quite happily, and you've got a nice smooth walk through in here. You've got Vango's supersized beams. There's a much bigger beam, about 30 centimetre, so you have more stability to take sort of a slightly heavier weight than the material, but just generally it's going to be, stands up more and gives you a bit more bracing against the weather. The front door here has also got a full mesh door as well, so you can get that circulation running throughout the tent without having to worry about sort of bugs and critters coming in at night. And that kind of front part there is also the same on the side door as well, so you can get a really good circulation flowing throughout of it. Zip up curtains, like I said, they can be zipped up and down as you please, so you can sort of bring them halfway, get a certain amount of sort of privacy, but also get the sort of light and the clarity coming in as well. And then all you do is when you're done, you roll it down. There's a little toggle point down there in the little pocket, and just kind of keeps the excess material all at bay really. Now on the side, you've also may have saw from the outside, we've got some sky windows located here. That means you can get the privacy but also get the light. If you wanted to cover those up for any reason, that's when you would look at the internal sky lining. So it's like a roof line that goes in part. One skyliner will go in 2 sections to do the whole awning itself. Actually, it helps with condensation first and foremost, so it sort of helps reduce it. You also create almost like a thermal barrier with almost like a pocket of air between them. So generally you tend to get almost like a double glazing kind of effect, so it's a bit cool on a warm day and vice versa. So it's almost helping the polycotton do what it does best. And also you get a sort of cover up on the windows in the sky part, just so if you wanted to stop the sun beating in, so you've got that flexibility. Other things to mention, like I said, there's a Skytrack which we saw, so there is a range of pockets, and one thing to bear in mind that Skytrack goes all the way down to the bottom, so it means that you can actually put little storage units between the beams to maximise your internal space. What you've also got as well is the bedroom compartment, so you've got a clip here and a clip here. They've changed the clips quite nicely, so that means that you can put a TBS and the bedroom in place at the same time, and what you find is that the bedroom will take up one section bit here, you turn it inside out, and it does the other side, so it works nicely. Other things to mention as well, your cable entry point located down the bottom here, so you just little slot, zip down there, you have your mains cable in here, so you haven't got to have the door open the whole time. Overall, like I said, it's been a really popular model for the Rhone, and I think the kind of story of polycotton is becoming more apparent and people are going to it because they can see the benefits of it. And like I said, it is admittedly more of an investment, but what you do get with it is that more breathability and durability, which these days is what people want really. And with our kind of climate as it's going, it's getting hotter and warmer, having an old-fashioned kind of, I say old-fashioned, but a polycotton kind of material, you almost get the best of both worlds. And as I said, personally I tend to prefer it. It's just whether budget and size really does allow. With polycotton, I would say it's a slightly more higher maintenance kind of fabric, that essentially you have to make sure that when it's packed away for good, it's obviously completely bone dry, and the same with any tent. But I'd say when you pack it away wet and take it home, you want to get it out within 24-48 hours maximum. Get it out, get it aired out, and again, it will dry quite quickly because it breathes, so it means it will dry from the inside and outside if it's up. Failing that, lay it out, let the sun do its work, pack it away, and you're good to go. So really popular model. New colour change I think is a great thing, as well as just generally little tweaks here or there. You know, 1 or 2% actually makes quite a bit of improvement. So I think it looks smarter. And also the tunnel section on the other side, which we haven't mentioned yet, there's a door in the front and door in the back of the tunnel, so it means that you can enter the van every single time without going through the awning or the point. And actually I'll show you that now, probably best shout. So like I said, we've got the windbreak in, so it creates that little enclosure around the front. But when you've got the tunnel section, it's almost like a glorified tent in many ways, that you've got the side door located there with the window and the full mesh. You can roll it neatly away, drive away and reconnect when you come back. So, but the door, you can probably just about see, I haven't got the material out, but you might get the concept. You've got a door located just here. And even things like these little kind of points just to tidy the guy lines away and just keep it all. But essentially that's kind of our Attwoolls video review on the Vango Galli TC.